it's 2 claps from you gonna eat me. Hey my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to drop in real quick with you guys and discuss a fragrance, YSL Black Opium, okay? Because they have an extreme version and I never got my nose on it. It's not like brand new or anything, but I was a fan of the smell but not the longevity of Black Opium. So when I received the Black Opium Extreme as a gift, I was just like, oh, okay, they done changed the game. They completely just added a little punch in there, so I'm gonna continue to mess with you. So if you're new here, my name is 𝙈𝙀𝙉𝙎, and if you're returning, hey girl, we are going to jump into this comparison real quick so I can just let y'all know how I feel about the Black Opium Intense version of the original. And I have both, so we're gonna go into both. I'm just gonna be strictly talking about the smell of it and my experience with the first one, and now that I'm into the second one, you know, I got different thoughts. So if you like this type of content, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Probably when you guys see this video, I'm already gonna have the video reviewing the foundation that I'm currently wearing because my face is sitting like eh. But yeah, I did add like little other stuff to the face, but it was nowhere near like the foundation. And y'all gonna be like, what? I mean, you can go ahead and check that video out. I'll put the card up. So if you want to see, you know, what I used on my face by any means. But we're gonna stick to this video and we're just gonna compare 2 fragrances. So let's jump right into it. So I have 2 travel sizes. I didn't buy the full bottles because I was kind of like, I have too many fragrances, and plus it wasn't like breathtaking, or it wasn't like one of those fragrances where I was like, yeah, I really need it, but I like the fragrance. So this one right here, I decant. And here was the travel size of YSL Black Opium. I think it was a roller, and I didn't really like the roller thing, right? So this fragrance right here, I'm just gonna spray it. Oh, it is so good. This is like that grown and sexy coffee vanilla bean. Like, this fragrance is definitely vanilla and coffee. So if you're into that and you looking for something like grown and sexy, this is a bomb date night fragrance. Bomb. I'm gonna put the notes up on the screen so we can kind of compare the 2. You have Black Opium YSL gonna be on this side, and then I'm gonna put the Black Opium Extreme over here, and we're just gonna look at the chart. So off top, this one, like I said, smells like coffee, but it's not like a nasty coffee. It's more like it's not like a strong hint of coffee, but it's there. It has a nutty factor to it, and then it has like vanilla. It's so sexy. It's really sexy. I think when I put in a video, if I'm not mistaken, it was like perfumes I will not repurchase, because it was the longevity. Like, the longevity does not last on me. I kid you not. Like, maybe after an hour or 2, I do not smell it anymore. And I could just be nose blind, and I'm over here turning a blind eye to this perfume because this perfume is so bomb. Like, if you're into coffee, don't get me wrong, Montel Intense Cafe blows this one out the water when it comes to like that coffee type of fragrance, because this is not heavily in coffee, but it has that hint, and it's just more so I get like in-depth vanilla, like vanilla amber type of smell. So let's look at the notes, because that's going to determine all. That's going to really let me know everything I'm missing, because I do smell it, but this is the prominent notes that I smell. So let's look at the notes and put YSL Black Opium original on this side. So according to Fragrantica, this has top notes of pear, pink pepper, orange blossom, middle notes of coffee, jasmine, bitter almond, licorice, vanilla, and base notes, vanilla, patchouli, cashmere wood, and cedar. So what I tell y'all, this has that coffee in the middle and that almond, because it's nutty. I definitely picked up that nutty, even though it's the middle note. It kind of hit for me like soon as I sprayed it. I do get the little bit of the jasmine, but it's not like prominent. What's prominent in here is vanilla, patchouli, bitter almond, and what's really prominent in here is the vanilla, patchouli, the bitter almond, and the coffee. Those are like the most prominent notes that I smell. This does not go into a very floral direction for me. It is more so almond, sweet, nutty. More so coffee, almond, sweet, nutty. That's what I get. I definitely get the patchouli, definitely get the coffee, and that bitter almond. That's what stands out to me. You know, the licorice probably helps with it in there, but I don't really get too much licorice. Now the opening of it, I must say it was a fresh burst. I love pink pepper mixed in with that pear and that orange blossom. It kind of like throws you off when you first spray it. You're kind of not knowing what direction that it's going to go in. But let me tell you, it probably like in the first 5 minutes, you're going to get that coffee for sure. In the first 5 minutes, you're going to get that freshness. And I think the pink pepper and pear plays like a really big role in that beginning. But that middle note comes through so quick because I smelled coffee off of first hand. And then the almond and patchouli like started to play in. But I definitely smelled the coffee, and it wasn't like over exaggerated. It was very uniquely done. Now I'm going to go ahead. I do have the Black Opium in the Extreme. This one is a spray, so I didn't have to decant this, thank goodness. But I'm going to spray this one on my right side, and I'm also going to put the notes up on the screen. So once again, I don't know if pink pepper is in here. Let's throw these notes up. Let me look on Fragrantica. Okay, so here we go. The YSL Extreme has top notes of coffee, cacao, middle notes of jasmine, sandalwood, and orange blossom, and the base notes of bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I like the note structure of the YSL Black Opium, the original. I like the setup, I like the note structure of that one. But the Extreme, it's almost like when they took out those notes, the coffee and I definitely smell the cacao. It comes off more chocolate, like in the beginning. If you are a gourmand lover, you're gonna love Extreme because that coffee and chocolate, it almost reminds you of like a chocolate coffee bean latte or something. It gives me, like, I kid you not, but YSL Black Opium Extreme makes me kind of want to eat it. Like it's gourmand for sure. I feel like the first one is gourmand too, but it's sweet gourmand, and it doesn't make you necessarily feel like it's edible. But with Extreme, that coffee, that cacao in the beginning, definitely there. They took out the freshness, so I didn't get fresh when I first sprayed it. That's why I was kind of confused. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same fragrance? But I mean, as long as the coffee's there, you're gonna kind of tie in the two. But this definitely leans a lot more gourmand. This smells like something you can like almost eat. It's pushing over to eat me. That's what it's giving. It's like, it's 2 claps from you gonna eat me. That's what it's giving. But jasmine and orange blossom in the middle gives it that floral kind of push. When the top notes die down, you have those middle notes of floral, which is kind of like amping it back up, so it's not driving too sweet or too gourmand to where you're just like, I don't want to smell like dessert. And then bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli at the bottom gives it a nice, I feel like, well-balanced dry down, because it's drying down to a vanilla and a patchouli, which are common in most fragrances. If you don't like patchouli, stay away from the Extreme because it's there. Like as it dries, you're definitely getting more patchouli and more vanilla, but more patchouli than vanilla. Whereas in the original, I low-key already feel like it's fading. I feel like the smell of the original is much more my preference if it lasts longer, and the smell of the Extreme is just as good, but it does, like, I've tested this already, it does last longer to me. I can still smell this after like a few hours versus this where I'm like, where'd it go? And then again, it could just be me. It could just be I become nose blind to some of the notes, or I mean, you guys let me know in the comments if you guys have issues with YSL Black Opiums lasting on you, because I've heard yay and nay. I don't know, it's like yin and yang. Y'all gotta let me know, because I feel on me it don't last past an hour and it's not worth the price tag. Like, almost, if I was to smell this, I'd be like, from the smell alone, ooh, that's an expensive fragrance, which it kind of is for designer. But if I smell that the YSL Black Opium alone, I'd be like, that's expensive. But then if I go by its performance, I'd be like, oh, you must have paid like 40-50 bucks for it, because it doesn't really last on me. And I've tried it over and over. This is not like my first rodeo. although I still do love it. That's why it's in this decant. I would prefer to buy travel sizes or decant them and take them with me and just spray as I go, because it smells good, but you don't last. Whereas Black Opium Extreme smells just as good, but it's a lot more amped up in the gourmand feel, where the added cacao and some of them notes they took out definitely identifies this as coffee, chocolate, vanilla patchouli. Literally, like, I don't even, the jasmine and the orange blossom in the middle must be there just for balance, because they're not screaming out. At least I don't smell them, and I know what those notes smell like, but they're not screaming at me. This is more gourmand. It's definitely given like you almost a snack vibe, like you're about to be eaten in like 2.5 seconds before the middle notes even kick in. You're done. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I just wanted to give a quick opinion on my thoughts, because like I said, I just received this one and I was like, oh yes, lasting power, it's there. But then as I started smelling it, I was like, it smelled good, but they're definitely different. They're the same vibe, but different waves. So I like them both. I just hate the fact that Black Opium don't last, and Extreme do. But you get an Extreme definitely with a little added chocolate, honey. So if you don't like chocolate, stay away. Stay away. Hope I did like this video, and if y'all do want more comparisons videos, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you have not already subscribed, and leave a comment on what you think, how you feel. I want to know if you have any of these, or if they work for you, because they don't work for me. So, well, Black Opium YSL don't work for me. It smells good, but it ain't lasting. So, you know, if it lasts on you 8 hours plus, then kudos to you, boo. You doing yours. Like, you doing your big one. And you can smell good all night. You ain't got to go in the bathroom and touch up. But anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Let me stop rambling. I'll catch y'all in the next one.